Just 3 weeks ago, the Baltimore Ravens were the betting favorites to win the Super Bowl. Lamar Jackson was being hailed as the league's most dynamic quarterback. The defense, loaded with first-round picks, was supposed to be elite. Fast forward to Monday night, September 23rd, 2025, and we witnessed one of the most shocking collapses in recent NFL history. The Ravens, playing at home in prime time, were absolutely demolished by the Detroit Lions 38-30. But the score doesn't tell the whole story. This wasn't just a loss. This was a complete systematic breakdown that has left Baltimore's championship dreams hanging by a thread. In front of their own fans, the Ravens allowed the Lions to rush for a staggering 224 yards while their supposedly untouchable quarterback was sacked 7 times, tying the most he's ever been taken down in his 8-year career. What we witnessed wasn't just a bad game. It was the unraveling of a franchise that went from Super Bowl favorites to laughingstock in less than a month. The numbers are absolutely mind-blowing, and not in a good way. The Ravens have now allowed 111 points through their first 3 games, the most by any team with a losing record in NFL history. Think about that for a moment. They've scored enough to win games, but their defense has been so catastrophically bad that even 40 points wasn't enough in Week 1 against Buffalo. Monday night against Detroit, they gave up 2 touchdown drives of 96 and 98 yards, something that simply doesn't happen to elite defenses. David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs ran through Baltimore's front 7 like they were traffic cones, combining for 4 touchdowns and making what was supposed to be one of the league's best defenses look absolutely amateur. Kyle Hamilton, the team star safety, summed it up perfectly when he said he felt like throwing up looking at the scoreboard. This isn't just about one bad game. This is about a defense that has completely forgotten how to tackle, how to cover, and how to stop anybody from doing anything they want. Lamar Jackson has faced adversity before, but Monday night was different. 7 sacks. 7 times the 2-time MVP was brought down behind the line of scrimmage, matching the worst performance of his career. This is a quarterback who built his reputation on being impossible to contain, a dual-threat weapon who could beat you with his legs when the pocket collapsed. But the Lions had an answer for everything. Every time Jackson tried to escape, they were there. Every time he looked downfield, the pressure was coming. Al-Quadin Muhammad led the charge with 2.5 sacks, turning what should have been a showcase game for Jackson into a horror movie. The most telling moment came in the fourth quarter when Derrick Henry, yes, the same Derrick Henry who barely fumbled at all last season, coughed up his 3rd fumble in just 3 games. This Ravens offense, which was supposed to be unstoppable, looked completely lost and overwhelmed by a Lions defense that nobody saw coming. Here's what makes this collapse even more devastating. This is becoming a pattern. Since Lamar Jackson became the starter, the Ravens have blown 8 games where they had a 90% or better chance of winning, more than any other team in the NFL during that span. They've now lost 5 games after leading by 10 or more points in the fourth quarter over the last 7 seasons. This isn't just about talent. This is about a fundamental inability to close out games when it matters most. The Lions didn't just beat the Ravens on Monday night. They physically dominated them, outrushing them 224 yards to 85, controlling the line of scrimmage like the Ravens were a high school team. And now Baltimore faces an impossible schedule ahead, starting with the defending AFC champion Kansas City Chiefs on a short week. With key defensive players like Nnamdi Matabike and Kyle Van Noy already injured, this team that entered the season as Super Bowl favorites is staring down the barrel of a 0-4 start. The Ravens are at a crossroads, and the path forward looks treacherous. At 1-2, with their defense ranked 31st in the league and giving up over 400 yards per game, this isn't just about making adjustments. This is about salvaging a season that's spiraling out of control. John Harbaugh's job security, once unquestionable, is now being whispered about in Baltimore circles. Lamar Jackson's playoff window is closing faster than anyone imagined, and the pressure is mounting with every snap. The most haunting statistic? The Ravens have the highest scoring offense for a losing team in NFL history through 3 games. They're putting up points, but they can't stop anyone. Monday night wasn't just a loss to the Lions. It was a wake-up call that this franchise is broken at its core. The question isn't whether they can make the playoffs anymore. It's whether they can avoid becoming the biggest disappointment in recent NFL memory. Time is running out, and the Ravens are running out of chances to prove they're more than just another talented team that couldn't get it done when it mattered most.